Very big welcome to you, my dear Pisces. The Sun, which is your opposite sign, is giving the light to the Moon, which is in your sign. We have the 9th major arcana, and we have here the 18th major arcana, Virgo, the Hermit, and you, Pisces, connected with the Moon. But you're not ruled by the Moon, you're ruled by Neptune. And Neptune in the tarot is the Hanged Man, the 12th major arcana. And so we're going to look, of course, at Neptune, right? Neptune is connected with your dreams, with your feelings. And remember, the moon, right, is full. You having a full moon, and in such, you are learning to really come to a full closure. Right? In a way now, the path out to the full moon is ending here. And after this, you have to go back to your new moon and again arrive at yourself in the light and in the dark, because the sun will be in your sign and the new moon will be in your sign. And so that's where the new cycle begins. And so right now you're out there where Virgo is, and you have to learn to integrate Virgo. The number 9, here we see the 5 and the 4. The 5, the Hierophant, Taurus. The 4, the Emperor, Aries. And these are the two patriarchs. These are the two people that have controlled us for a very long time, because Aries is the first zodiac sign and Taurus is the second zodiac sign. And just understand that they're very powerful, right, in their way of how we use our brain. You, the 18. Now recognize here the 10, the 5, and the 3. We have the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter. The 5, again, here connected with the Hierophant, Taurus. And the 3, that's Venus. Taurus also is ruled by Venus, and so there is a double Venus energy here in these past lives. We see Salvador Dali's deck, and here we see Osho's deck. And I like to combine the decks, right, from different time frames. I go back into the 15th century to today, and here we see Luca Pacioli. He was a genius and he loves numbers. Here we see how two hands form a vagina, and out of that we come again and again into this world to learn. And so when we calculate the 18 together, right, we get the 9. And so there's a 9-9 portal, or again an 18 and the 9 is left. You can pick however you want these numbers to work for you. Now, Mercury is ruling, of course, Virgo. And we're not going to look into Mercury. We're going to use the deck from Virgo. But remember, this is the magician. Here we create magic in this world, and particularly through the sun, which becomes, of course, also a 10, because it's the 19th major arcana. The 1 and the 9, right, the magician and the hermit together create the Wheel of Fortune, which is here. And in that we create new things, right? A new cycle is coming here. And so we see how all of this is talking to us, and of course it's making your reading. For Virgo, I did mountain pose, Tadasana. We're back on the mountain, and we are recognizing the past and the future in the present moment. And for you, of course, fish pose, up dog, down dog, right? And we can see that here the two salamanders are protecting here this portal, and they're the conscious and the subconscious, right? And so one is looking into the higher conscious, and one is looking into the subconscious, and the conscious is right here in the center. So understand how I work, right? I'm very eclectic. You need to look at my readings a few times for you to really understand how I'm working. Then, of course, you are here in Osho's Tarot Trust. very beautiful card, is your birthday between February 8th and March 11, then is he your court card. If your birthday is before or after, please look in the description. I have listed all the court cards dates. They're different than when the sun enters a zodiac sign. And so you could be a mix, you could be a pure Pisces or a mix, right? So just have a look and see that. But trusting this path is important for you because as Pisces, you're the dreamer. And when we dream sometimes maybe of flying, right? So observe your dreams. Then you're the 12th zodiac sign. As such, you're connected with the 12th house of spirituality and art. The 12th is also Neptune, and Neptune in the tarot is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is the pre-stage to Scorpio, to the Death card, right? It's like we're really letting go, we're really learning that something is coming and saying, that's it, that's done, right? No more. And so the 12th house and the 12th major arcana are connected through the 10 and the 2. The 10 again, the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter, and the 2, the Moon. The Moon here is, of course, connected always with you, right? The 2 is, though, in the tarot, the High Priestess. The inner voice, your intuition, and so we're going to look at that as well. Then we have back to the last reading, because everything is cyclical, and I check if there is a reoccurring card from last time, right, that is wanting to talk to you one more time. And sometimes there is. And so you got actually a second time Leo Sun giving the Pisces Moon the light, and the message was yes. Source is the place you'll come from and go back in. So I do not see a reoccurring card. It's almost like you did what needed to be done. You cleared the things. And that's how I know that you've been working on yourself, right? And I do not see something that is coming here a second time to talk to you. Okay, so that's that. And before I begin the reading, I want you to have a look at my new deck. And it is, of course, here the Star Seeds. And this is from an Austrian medium, Birgit Fischer. She has the star people coming to her for a long time, and so now she created a deck, and I'm gonna show you the cards that came up for you. So here we have Orion, and now the sun is coming. All morning it was quite unpleasant day, and now when I do the reading, the sun is coming out. Orion, right? I'm gonna read you what they want to tell you. And as you can see, the color is quite intense, right? To all the blue that you represent. Anger is changed into courage. When the fire is awakening deep within you, learn to live with all your emotions. They are the messenger of the past. Orion is the energy of the warrior and the philosopher at the same time. They bring the anger energy up in you and can change it into courage. They help you to heal, and when they come up in readings, they actually bring in a very powerful energy of pure life force. They are the fearless warriors of the light, and like Vikings and Celts, they will fight. So you are witnessing now your courage energy as a fearless light warrior in the universe that is flowing to you. Maybe you have been for a very long time in your comfort zone, and now it's time to actually break free from that. The essence of them is saying, if this card is appearing, then you need to understand that Orion is helping you to block the emotional attack that might be coming at you. This card says that all your energy is now energetically breaking apart the emotional attack that is actually coming to you. And so whatever person is sending that emotional attack, you have now the courage to actually open your heart and confront it from there. So very beautiful, right? A help is coming here to maybe an emotional attack, and just see how that feels to you, right? When you look at this card, sometimes we say yes to it, sometimes we don't feel anything, and that's valid as well. So we're gonna, of course, watch during the reading what Orion is wanting to tell you. And we begin the reading. And I always begin with the court card because that's the physical energy that we choose to come in to. And we get letting go. So here the 12th zodiac sign, right? We have Jupiter and we have the moon. And together we have the 3, and the 3 is Venus. Is that beauty, is that financial stability, is all about love. And letting go into that, right? It's almost like you're jumping into this letting go, and the letting go is here the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups is Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn is the world, and the world is realizing that things will fall apart and that things will fall into a greater good. And it's really beautiful. I like this deck from Osho because the meaning behind the cards through nature are very powerful. So the 8 and the 3 together, we get an 11. And the 11 is a portal, and that portal is helping you to awaken within you the inner knowledge, the inner wisdom that is there, right? That has always been there. And so in that 11, trust that what's leaving here will fall into a greater consciousness. And as such, then help you to trust even more, to let go into wherever you're flying or letting go into it, because this drop is flying or dropping into the lake, right? And so it's a very beautiful moment to see how now this full moon is helping you to really trust. It's almost like they help you to be so courageous, to be like, yes, I am letting go. So we begin with the inner voice. That's, of course, here in Osho, the high priestess, your intuition, and you're building your intuition here, Mars in Capricorn, with other people, something that you cannot do on your own. She's the number 2, and the number 3, we create a 5, and the 5 is the Hierophant that has already come up in your card through the 5. And that's the spiritual teacher in you, arising through this intuition that now, with whomever you're working together, you can build something alone you cannot do. What is coming through Osho? Osho is bringing you the Master. And the Master has no number. And so, in a way, right, we have 22 major arcanas. He is then, in a way, the 23rd major arcana. But since there's no number, I'm not gonna assume that. Otherwise, we would have a 5-5 portal because he is the 23rd major arcana, right? And so a 5-5, again, is you are becoming creative in the way you becoming now a spiritual master. And you see Osho was a spiritual master, but he also fell through his own mistakes by getting stuck in the fifth dimension. And sometimes, right, it's kind of like a sign that as long as you're a human being, as long as you are connected to the five senses, it's very difficult to transcend, but you can attempt it. And so the 5-5 is here, or just a 5, because who knows, maybe there is really no number, and we just let that 5 go. We let those 5 senses go, so that we really then come into the 6th sense here, hovering above him. And I feel this is like your full moon, right, today. What is coming from the medicine wheel? We have the Shaman of Cups to the left, down. And when it's coming up to the left, down, it's kind of saying, well, it's connecting to the 3 of Pentacles. Because when we think of the left, right, when we look at the card, it says, well, it goes to your intuition. It goes inwards to the new moon again. If it faces out to the right, when we look at it, we see that it's outwards, the human path, the extroverted. But when I become the card, then it's the opposite, right? Not to the left, but to the right. And so since it's pointing over here to the 3 of Pentacles, here Scorpio is almost saying maybe you need to watch what's going on here, because he's deep the shaman that is connected with Pluto. And we know Pluto has moved back into Capricorn. And Capricorn has had Pluto for 15 years, has been going back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn. But it's right now in Capricorn again, and it will make us look at these kind of institutions, these kind of build up energies, right? Corporations as well, careers, that we need to look at it and see, do I want to be part of that, of their philosophy? And you see now that he is the 8th major card. I'm just going to put this down. And so there's an 8-8 here, right? The 8 of Cups and the 8 court card. And the 8 Zodiac sign, right? And so the 8-8. But we have the 2 and the 8 is a 10. The 10 and the 3 is, of course, then the 13. And the 13 is Scorpio, is death, is transformation, is really letting go, right? Not just thinking about it, but really letting go. And so a beautiful message is coming here to you, because the 8-8, right? And here, of course, the 8 and the 3 is again the 11. And so you see how different we can actually create the reading. And so here with the 2, it could be the 2nd of November or the 11th of February as a date. So watch, observe, and see how that makes you feel, and you recognize the first message here through your intuition, that something is talking here, that here Scorpio is making you look at the 3 of Pentacles, at how you make your money, in what institution you're making that money. Then we have here the new vision, Neptune. Neptune is ruling your dreams, and we get here the sunstone, the number 53. Now the 53, we have the 5, right, the Hierophant, and the 3 again, the Empress. And the 12 calculated together, we get the 3 here as well. So the 8 and the 3, 11 is coming. And the 11 is again that portal, that first portal through that we understand, okay, I'm learning, I'm understanding, I'm getting wise. And so this is letting you know, right, the sunstone, that you are realizing something, because the sun is in Virgo, and Virgo is your opposite sign, that you're learning from Virgo something very important. And it says freedom, the strength to overcome any blockages or any hindrances, and to trust in your own capacity to fly. That's not saying there, but to trust in your own capacity. To trust that you are trust, that you can trust the love, that you can trust that you have it, right? And so here you liberate yourself out of anything. The cage's door is open, and you are recognizing that you can step out of what you created, in what you are stuck. And so here the new vision is to recognize that and to be like, yes, this is where I'm going. This is your last reading, to the right, after we're going to the left, right? But you see how she's going to the right when you look at the card. When you become the card, she's going, or she's shooting that arrow to the left. So each card has, of course, two ways of looking at it. So the 3 and the 8 is the 11. A portal is talking. What is coming from Osho? The healing card. And the healing is actually, again, Scorpio. And so you have Scorpio once here turned upside down. I'm just going to quickly look what it's saying when it's upside down, because with the circular cards, what I really like about them is that they have a meaning. They're upright, down, to the right, and to the left. And the Shaman of Cups in reverse, it's saying, she feels inner turbulence or insecurity which she may try to hide from others. She fears losing control or being vulnerable, and it's hard for her to express her feelings. Sometimes she turns into emotional coldness or emotional dramas, crises, or tantrums. Now turned facing down slightly the left, and the left, she holds back on doing her job or being responsible. Just that you know. So we have Scorpio one more time coming up, so the 8 is appearing here. 8, 8. 3 times the 8 with, of course, the Shaman of Cups. 3 times the 8, you feel that there is empowerment in working with others. But you also need to observe, right, what is coming up through this card, because sometimes we do things that don't seem so connected, right? But I think you are now getting the healing. You're getting the healing touch through the stone, and you are learning to create a new vision out there. So the 3 and the 8 is an 11 as well. So you can make an 11 here and an 11 here. And so just see how you want to create this new vision. Do you want this new vision? Include the 2 8s and shoot that arrow out there. What is the mother piece you're bringing? The Daughter of Discs upright. And so here comes all 3 earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And Virgo is, of course, here's your opposite sign, is giving you the light, right? And Capricorn came here through the 3 of Pentacles, and you understand that here is then a 3-3 portal, the 33. And the 33 is like become a master, right? It's like that's what Osho is saying, I'm a master. And that's pretentious, right? So usually you cannot call yourself a master, even though you are one. And the thing is that that's what actually got to him. He was creating a big ego, even though he wasn't, I'm sure, in his ego. He just got carried away. And so here the earth signs are bringing you down, right? In all of this what's happening, the 8, 8, and then with the 3, 3 here, right? The 3 and the 3 from these 3 young generations, right? Here we see them working with the earth, working constantly on earth and connecting with it, because the young generations bring the solutions already to the problems that we had. So there's a 3-3 and an 8-8 here, and it's talking to heal yourself, to have the power to actually give yourself a rebirth here and allow to thrive, allow to shoot that arrow out there, right? To let go, have that new vision. Then we look at the moon. The moon, which is full in your sign, is bringing you detox, metox, right? Repairing the body, mind, spirit, the number 39, and that's a 12. And the 12, of course, Pisces. There's a fish in the bathtub, and the 12 again. The 3 appears, the 18, the 9 and the 3 is the 12 again. So you coming up through Neptune, right? Neptune is guiding you. Neptune is saying, let go, because the let go is what you are experiencing. And so the 9 and the 3, of course, we have again the 12 and the 3 is left. The Empress. Become this new you and dive deep into the water and turn anger into courage, right? And see that when you feel there's an emotional attack happening, go into the water, take a shower. You don't have to always go in the bathtub, but it will help you. What's coming out of that is Cancer, the Chariot. Here it's awareness, the 5 and the 2. And so the 5, right, the Hierophant is in there, and the moon, and you see how she is coming out. It's almost like we see here that this fish has transformed into a human. And the 3 and the 7 is a 10. And so the 10 is saying, well, there's a new cycle. The 10 and the 9 is the 19. That's the sun. The sun is in Virgo, giving you the light to be your own hermit, to be your own empowered, right, completion. And so we see, of course, that when we understand the message here, the 10 and the 9 and the 19, we get the 10. And the 10, the new cycle. What's coming from the mother piece? Reverse, Scorpio, death. And now you see that these cards are really precise, and you get again from nature that here this person is wrapped around this tree and the snake is around, and there is new life, right, coming out again of this combination. And the 13 is literally saying, well, you are learning to renew yourself, because Neptune, or the number 12, the Hangman, is before the 13, the stage of letting go. And you did let go. You did go into the healing, right, through Scorpio. And Scorpio is here now as a major arcana. So the 13 turns into a 4. And the 4 is the Emperor, which has spoken here through Virgo. Recognize the 5 and the 4 again as the patriarch that is trying to control us. Masculinity, right? Toxic masculinity that doesn't want you to thrive, right? They want you to just simply survive. But you can create a new paradigm, right? So the 7 and the 4 is also an 11. And you see that everything is talking. Everything has a moment. And here the 3 and the 4 is a 7, the emotional intelligence. 7, 11, 11, 7. A new date is appearing, right? Because the 18, which then turns into a 9, gives itself up, right? The 9, I don't have to calculate again. But sometimes I do, because then we get a new number. And in that, there's a new message. So see what's happening here. You are shedding. You are letting go. And really letting go. And now the sun. The sun is bringing you the magic. Look at that. Because the sun is the 19. And here in Osho it's the innocence. And the magic lies here between your 2 palms. And those 2 palms have come up here with the forming of a vagina. And so the magic is coming. You see that? It's really beautiful. We have here the 43, the 4, the Emperor, the 3, the Empress, together a 7 again. And the 7 is, of course, here Cancer, the healer, the emotional healer. Meanwhile, Scorpio is the healer of the touch, right? She heals you in a different way than he does heal you. And since you had Scorpio twice and you had the major arcana, the reverse, Scorpio is here. Scorpio, for some reason, is playing a part here in this Pisces full moon reading. And so the 19 turns into a 10. The 10 and the 7 is the 17. That's Aquarius. That's the star. You now become a star that is healing, but you don't need to show off as a star. You just are a star, and then things are happening. You don't need to declare yourself as a master. You just are a master who sees the innocence in all. And so, of course, the 17 turns into 8, and here we go, we have another 8, right? So what is coming through? Virgo, because this is Sun in Virgo, the Emperor. And the Emperor came up when we calculated here Scorpio together. The 13, the 4 came up. You letting go, and the 4 comes here, and the 4 is in here. And the 4 is that moment where you recognize, yeah, the 4 is that stability. But be aware, because if you come into a certain stability, you want to hold on, and then you become a patriarch. You always need to let go. You always need to understand, here is the 8 of Cups, Saturn in Pisces. That's talking to you directly. The world will make you feel like you want to hold on to, because it's exciting, it's enticing, it's great. You don't want that, right? And so the 7 and the 4 is the 11. And the 11 plus the 10, we have 3 times the 1. And 3 times the 1 is, again, that empowerment, is the 3 of Pentacles, is the 3, right? Zodiac signs, Earth zodiac signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, that are doing healing work with Earth. And so here you see the message, the healing that is happening between your palms. And then what's coming up through the Mother Piece Tarot, the 7 of Swords to the left. And the 7 of Swords is Moon in Aquarius. And so we understand that Aquarius came up here, right? The 10 and the 7 was the 17, the star. Now you see how the 7 is facing basically the 2 palms, the 7 here. So the 7-7 portal is letting you know, do not fall into what Osho did. Declare yourself as a master when you get the healing. You do not need to doubt yourself. You not need to be a victim. You not need to be that personality that thinks you need to master it. You need to be an emperor in it, because that's what's the downfall. And here the 7, it's like the fox is finding a path into the chicken coop, and he's wanting to kill a chicken here, right? And it's kind of like, okay, but he has to eat, right? There's a necessity. Well, the emperor is also saying, well, I'm an emperor, so I have to rule. And you saying, well, I'm a healer, I need to heal. And so we all have a reason for what we, or why we're doing things, right? So the 7-7 here, and we leave the 7-7, and we have the 10 and the 4, right? The 10 from the sun. And the 10 and the 4 is the 14. That's temperance. Come into your center. Come into the middle. Come into that place where you also let go. And so we see the 14 turns into a 5, the 5, and here, of course, then the 7-7. And so you see that when you heal, that when you're an emperor, when you establish yourself, you cannot do things like this, because it will backfire on you, right? The 7 of Swords, Moon in Aquarius, just observe, if you come from a place of wanting to control people when you heal, or are you just genuinely wanting to heal and that's it. And so this is the message today, right? And so this is the message today. Let go of being the healer. Let go of being a master. Like here, Osho, when you read his story, which you maybe want to do because you got the master from Osho yet this time, and it's a sign. It's saying, well, read his story, right? And don't fall prey into that kind of emotional blackmailing, right? He actually hurt himself because he became so powerful he actually couldn't almost control it anymore. And that's what to a lot of emperor happens, right? So observe and watch and see that here death is coming, which is also a 4, right? That you want to really let go, that you really want to experience the fact that here the 8 and the 3 was right from the beginning, and 11, and the 11 is the inner teacher, is the inner wisdom that you have, and you just bring it out like every drop that is falling down. You're just letting go of that wisdom and give it to the people for free. And of course you have help in that through the star people. Remember, right? They are here to help you to overcome things like this and things like this. Remember, right? So that you can heal. And they will help you to heal. Really, tremendously, big time, right? Because I'm working with them now since Aries. And Aries is here at the end, right? And it really was a journey to have them, because I leave them out and I really feel their energy, sometimes even in my dreams. And Neptune is the planet of our dreams. And so I've been really experiencing some incredible dreams since I'm working with these cards. And so I hope it will do the same to you. So I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Libra. And of course, Aries is opposite of Libra. Remember that, right? And so I, of course, wish you a beautiful ceremony today on your full moon. Namaste.